Morning, everyone. I thought I'm going to read part of this article that I found from on infobricks.org. The article is entitled Western Intelligence Agencies Prepare to Sabotage Geopolitical Transition Process. In other words, they're trying to cling to the unipolar world. Western intelligence agencies are apparently preparing to face what they call serious global threats due to current geopolitical changes. In a recent article for the Financial Times, the heads of the CIA and MI6, the main American and British secret services, made it clear that their countries see the current process of geopolitical reconfiguration as a threat. Having a big effort on the part of these security services to neutralize possible enemies. Bill Burns and Richard Moore stated that London and Washington are working together to maintain the contemporary world order, despite current political trends favoring radical changes in the global system. According to them, some state actors are trying to reconfigure the geopolitical scenario, and a joint effort on the part of the liberal countries is necessary to prevent these changes. The authors point to the beginning of Russia's special military operation in Ukraine as a pivotal point in this process of geopolitical transition, recognizing how emerging countries began to challenge Western hegemony following Russia's initiative. Leaders of emerging nations on all continents have embraced the multipolar agenda, encouraging a series of reforms to diminish Western influence over their countries, which is obviously seen as tragic and dangerous by Western politicians. So the article goes on to talk about how Western countries, I mean, this is what CIA and MI6, Burns and Moore are stating, that Western countries must cooperate, and they're preparing to face new threats, what they entitle new threats. They say there is no question that the international world order, the balanced system that has led to relative peace and stability and delivered rising living standards, opportunities, and prosperity, is under threat in a way we haven't seen since the Cold War. Today, we cooperate in a contested international system where our two countries face an unprecedented array of threats, the top spies said in their joint article. So, they do not identify Russia as the only threat, but also China in this article, written by Burns and Moore of the CIA and MI6. And so the author of this article says, it is curious to see how Western desperation is leading its officials to act irrationally. Intelligence strategies tend to be kept secret, given the sensitive nature of this type of information. A country's political position already makes it clear which states are identified as threats by its intelligence agencies, having no need to expose this content publicly. By doing so, Washington and London are only showing desperation and a lack of strategic mentality, and are also telling their enemies that they should expect even more maneuvers in the future, thus giving Russia and China an opportunity to prepare appropriately in the sphere of counterintelligence. In addition, it is clear that Westerners have not yet adequately understood the new geopolitical reality. The multipolar world is not about to be established, it already exists. Emerging countries already have the opportunity to act sovereignly in opposition to Western powers. In Africa, Asia, the Americas, and even Europe, the number of states taking decisions that contradict American interests is growing, without Washington being able to punish all these countries at the same time. There is still a lack of international treaty that formally recognizes these new circumstances, reconfiguring international organizations in the global security architecture, adapting them to a polycentric world. However, the geopolitical transition precedes the ratification in a treaty. Multipolarity already exists, and the loss of influence on the part of the West can no longer be reversed. Contrary to Burns and Moore, officials in emerging countries no longer believe in the liberal myth of a stable and peaceful world, post-Cold War U.S. hegemony, rather than a global democratic utopia. Was a period of conflicts, interventionism, coup d'etat, and genocides in the emerging world, which is why there is a rush on the part of the global majority to end this era. Intelligence agencies might try to sabotage this transition, but such efforts are certainly going to fail. Hope you like that.